So, hello, and back again. We are talking about different things of life, and it feels weird. You know how I feel? I feel like you're on the train to somewhere, or like on this, like I'm in a spaceship, and I'm like, the road to fame has a lot of stops, a lot of like steps that you have to go. Like, you have to experience being broke. You have to experience living in your parents' house. You have to experience just talking and documenting. You have to experience, like, not having the clothing that you want to wear for 2 years. And then still being appreciative for everything that you have. Because I live in a really nice house, despite trying to get jobs. We talked about that in part one. So if you're new to this, watch part one. There's a part one to this. This journal, this specifically this piece of journal, because there's a lot probably going on. But now we're going to talk about the social life and friends. I'm always been surrounded with friends all of my life, ever since I was a kid. Never had an issue. Usually I'm I'm an extrovert. I'm the life of the party. I go out even alone, which I actually trained myself a lot, even in New York. When I lived in New York for 6 years, it took me a lot to like find friends. I had to hit on girls and eventually go on dates and then be like, oh, we should just be friends. Or go on Tinder and then like eventually just let's be friends, or Bumble. And I have amazing friends in New York. But right now I'm in Tel Aviv, in Ramat Gan, near Tel Aviv. And all of my old friends from childhood are just literally, they're living their own lives, and I'm just like, I'm alone, and we don't talk really. We're not really friends anymore. And it's kind of sad, and I know there's this common theme of the hero journey that you have to walk on. And as you walk, you're alone, and less people join, less people come to your, like, you pass, and there's like, maybe there's a friend along the way for a few. It's like a journey. It's like you have this like haystack or whatever, and then you're walking, and then you leave the people that you've known behind because they don't serve anymore. A lot of them I got jaded. I was a giver. I was always a giver. I was always like, I like to, I don't know if to fix people, but I've always been like a good listener, always been like a good friend, like always overextending myself, sometimes to the point where I should have received more than what I gave. And I didn't see that, and it had to be in a way where all my life in New York had to just pause, and I had to come back to New York, to Israel, and then start my actual calling, I would say, or the thing that feels close to heart, which is music. Like, I thought 9 to 5 forever, getting married to a girl, being a design director or something, and some living in New York or something, Brooklyn. It's not a bad life. You could live an awesome life doing that. That was the plan. But then I was like, I got into these jobs and I was like, what? This is boring. Maybe because I was a junior, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll try another job. And it was like, they made me feel like I was a nobody. They made me feel like I was no one. Like I was dumb. And I was like, I'm not dumb. I was like in intelligence, in the army and all that. So dumb is not something that I am. And I think it was just not for me. And my parents always wanted me to continue and try again. And I I got so butthurt from that. And then I just had to like, I went on this like sabbatical that came to be 2 years of a sabbatical. And now I'm kind of like at the end of the sabbatical. I'm like, okay, I'm done with sabbatical. Like, I'm good. Like, I really, really, really want to get back to work because I need the money. Like, my finances are dwindling. And so now, again, I wanted to talk about friends, but I don't know why. I think there's just not much to say. And I met different friends and people along the way, but I remember like a friend of mine back in the day, and I told her, you know what, friends, they don't always stay forever. And she always was like, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not nice. Like, I wouldn't say that about us. Like, I want to be friends forever. Like, I always want to be your friend. And eventually we like grew apart. So I'm like, see, like my point is proven. But the thing is, people like to keep tabs on you as like, hypothetically, we're friends. So obviously, whenever you need, if they need something, they can call me, or vice versa, hopefully. But you don't really talk to them on the day to day or month to month. It's just, you just follow each other and just like peek what are they doing in life on their stories. And that happens for years. Isn't that sad? Do you feel like that's like, is that how humanity has become? Like friendships? Like, I'm just going to look at your life from afar and see how you do. See if you got married. See how much money you make. See how your life is crumbling. Maybe be happy for it or not. But I don't know. I know for sure there's a new set of friends waiting for me. There's always actually strangers along the way that have showed kindness to me. Always. In the most terrible places. Like, I've been in psych wards. I've been... My family. I mean, I have a great family. That have always been there for me. My mom literally saved my life a million times. My dad. My mom. My grandma, my aunt, my sister. I'm already emotional. So, family first. Yes, indeed. Even though it's like, I want friends. Like, I've been so close with my family. Like, it's not the same. Because sometimes you want to talk about whatever. Like, you don't want to talk about food. Usually we talk a lot about food. And I'm like, I want to talk about culture. Like, I want to talk about my music. I want to talk about, like, dating. It's like, it's stuff you talk with friends. And I really miss my old New York friends. I have a lot. And, I'm going to see them soon. But I know that there's a group of people that I'm meant to meet when I come out of this other side of this transformation of being this hero, this walking this hero journey of this musician. Because you have friends when you're a musician. Like, imagine like 2-3 years down the line, you're like a musician. You can be friends with Phineas. I would love to. I mean, he seems super smart. And yeah. I don't know. It's just like being friends with people that do the same thing as you and they're on your same level. And I think that's what you want. Or like people that do business. So I know that there are people out there that are just waiting for me and I'm waiting for them. And it's a matter of just like literally timing until I get to the point. Same goes with the love of my life. Like, I don't think I'm in the right place right now to date. Maybe like a little girlfriend, but my music has to be like the first thing that I need to work on. And it's a lot of work. But you know what? It feels like the right type of work. It feels like this is the jackpot. It's like you're in a game and you're like, I'm putting all of my money like that. You're like, here, I'm betting my life on it like that. Locked. That's how it feels. Before design was getting there. I'm not sorry. I don't regret going on design school. I don't regret New York for one little bit, even though I've been on the psych ward there as well. Yo, girl, deranged. However, one day there will be a rainbow place. No, a rainbow place that is for people that have been in, that need mental health help. And I want to open it and I want to help those people. My first show, and I've never had a show thus far, we're 2025, October, was in a psych ward. I begged. There was a room with a piano and a long, like, corridor-ish, like, LED lights and no access to the sun. So terrible for a psych ward in New York. And I was like begging the nurse, and she was so sweet. I was like, please open. I want to play the piano. And for me, like, the piano is like, it's like air. It's like being connected to yourself. So I played it, and that back in the day, I was playing those long, blah, 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 like improvisations that came out of nowhere. And there was a different nurse that sat there with a patient, and then they were like that. They were just like calm. And I was like, oh my God, they're calm. There was like this magic in the air. And then later, when I finished, came a different patient out of nowhere, and she started crying, or she shed a tear, I don't know, and she just like hugged me. She's like, can I hug you? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, wow, I can make people feel. I can touch people's hearts with this music. I've never had that experience. And then, obviously, in New York, I immediately bought a white piano. When I came back, I was like $700. Got it in the bag. Like, thank God I work for this company. I worked there, and I was like doing 3 hours of work a day. Like, that was just like heaven sent, literally. In New York, I was like figuring out who I was. And so that's it. I don't know. So I got the piano, and I started doing all these like cool events at my place with people. And then eventually my friends, like, I think a girl that I dated was like, I played again those improvisations. Back in the day, I didn't do any music, any like actual songs. And then she shed a tear, and she's one of those badass girls that like doesn't, like, you could tell it's just like she has a facade to her. And then she told me, like, Aline, I don't know what you're doing with your design, whatever. You need to do this piano thing. She's like, go to the street and I'll take a video of you playing the piano. I was like, what? Really? Are you sure? It's like, you made me cry. And yeah. So it's like those little glimpses in life that make you feel, that show you the epitome. And I would say those are little sparkles, because imagine I would go on a show and do it to like to play from the heart for people, for masses. Imagine the change. Imagine the gift. And the last thing I'll say is another girl on a different night, a creative night that we had at my apartment. She told me, listen, girl, you have a gift. But she said it's not yours. You got to share it. And you can't keep it to yourself. And that hit home. I was like, damn, you're right. There's a lot of people out there in the world that have gifts. I don't want to call them selfish, but there's a point where you're like, okay, 1 year, 2 years, you're like figuring out your gift. But then, like, I don't know, like to be in the position where you can't share it. And I get it. Sometimes you come from an unprivileged background. You come from an old paradigm of thinking, and all of those things. And I get it. Like, I'm not here to judge anyone, but I'm saying there are people that are not sharing their gifts, and it's because of money. It's because of, but you know what? I think that mostly is excuses, because I think that you can share your gift even a little bit. Even a little bit, you can find a way to be and do your gift. So, I wanted to talk about friendships, and I don't know, it kind of hurts me a little bit that I'm alone. But there's something also about me, because I'm thinking, I don't want to reach out to these old friends. There are a few people that I can be like, do you want to maybe like hang out? I don't want to. I think I'm enjoying being on my own and like meeting people along the way for now, but you're getting tired. I'm getting tired to the point where like I need my love. Like I need the love of my life, because I know she's my best friend. She's my rock. Like she's my anchor. So I'm tired. But I know if I want to get to the person I want to be with, there is a road I have to take, and I have to be committed. And I don't know how long it will take, but I gotta take that road. I gotta, again, take the money, bet, and lock in, and do the thing, and make the videos, and perform, and try and experiment. And yes, it's tiring, because I've done it already. I've already applied to design school. I tried. I got in. I did it. I went. I studied 4 years. Nightless nights, like sleepless nights. Got into, sorry, this is a bad wave. Sometimes there's waves. Got into an apartment and into those design agencies. So it's like I already like lived a life. And before that I did cyber. And now I'm doing music. And starting this journey now, but like actually starting. But it feels fun because it's something that it's from the heart. It's something that I want. So that's what I got for today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here.